The call positions Zeta Business Intelligence as the path into core business strategy. So like I said here, an example, hotel expansion. Analyze loyal customers, credit card activity, competitor room nights, and geographic to choose new hotel locations. That's business. Inventory management. Identify what to manufacture next, what to discontinue, and where inventory should shift by the market. So this is what you all should watch next. One, the Palantir integration. So does the 30 to 40-day migration unlock faster customer intelligence in a new sales cycle? Two, we need more named customer wins. Can Zeta announce more Gap-like enterprise wins and system of record moments? They did announce that Gap was one of the enterprise clients that is using the ZBI platform, and they made their system of record, which is pretty much like they run everything for real. Three, Athena monetization. Does Athena lift utilization, wallet share, and return on marketing spend? Four is guidance and cash flow. Can management keep beat and raise execution while expanding free cash flow margins? And five, we have what's up, fam? Welcome back to JROS TV. If you're new to my channel, hit that like, comment, subscribe button. We cover all things business, investing, and AI, and self-improvement content. If you're interested in that, consider subscribing, liking, watch some old videos. You feel me? If you return to my channel, appreciate you tuning back in. This is a special video just for Zeta. You know, we just had the investor event, and it's clear. It's clear. It's very, very clear now. Zeta is looking to transition from a MarTech marketing tech company to an AI infrastructure company. And they made that very, very clear. If y'all want to recap the live video, I do have that on my channel. Things like Zeta Live Investor Event. You want to listen to the whole, it's about an hour. Go ahead and listen to that. I did a little recap at the end, but this one's going to more so of a PowerPoint that I put together just to give a recap. This is a separate individual video for that. So as y'all can see here, core angle. Zeta says Wall Street is valuing it like a marketing tool, while the business is evolving into an intelligent AI infrastructure company. Zeta has 535 million consented individuals data. They have 120% net revenue retention rate, 19 beat and raised quarter, and they have a rule of 48 scale on a rule of 40. Hey, Zeta is my biggest position here, you know, just to show you how the public portfolio that I do share on the channel, and I've grown this from about $1,000 to roughly $5,000 now. And we have all-time return over 100%. Zeta, I do have 43 shares in this portfolio, roughly 17% of this portfolio, and the private portfolio is roughly 17% as well with my portfolio. So that's funny. It's actually the same position sizing. Would be more. I have a Zeta falling out my ears when it comes to shares. Been buying for over a year. It's definitely been a stock I've been very patient, but I've studied it pretty well, and the investment thesis keeps getting stronger and stronger. So here's a 30-second thesis for Zeta Global. Zeta is trying to change the comp set. Marketing remains the first major use case, but management says it's not the ceiling. The data cloud is the moat. Athena is the decision layer, and Palantir Foundry is a new foundation. Like I said, they have over 500 million consented individuals data. So Zeta knows when you're going to buy it, what you're going to buy, the time you're going to buy it, essentially. You know, it knows that every year during the holiday season, you tend to go on this site to purchase new clothes for your kids or re-up on coats or things like that. They know when you're in the market for a new car. They know what favorite brand you like. You know, when you see those ads on your TV screens and you're like, dang, I was just talking about that. That's Zeta. That's one of the, there's other companies, competitors like that, but that's what Zeta does. They have the biggest, largest data set behind your big walled garden companies like your Google, your Meta, your Amazon. Zeta is like the 4th or 5th biggest data set behind those big companies. That isn't a $1 trillion company. You know, now Athena, which was launched earlier this year, is its AI layer. It's agentic AI layer. So you can talk to Athena. A business can talk to Athena and say, hey, Athena, where's the best money spent right now? Or I want to start a new ad campaign with $1,000 budget, $1 million budget. I want it to run for 6 months. Start. Boom. Okay, we're going to start your ad. Boom. It's partnered with OpenAI using its voice feature to give these decisions to their customers. And Athena is what's going to take Zeta to the next level. Now, they have a new partnership with Palantir these past couple of weeks where they're re-architecting, they're building the foundation on Foundry. So that means lower latency for clients, which means, the signals that get transferred back and forth are basically quicker, and they have access to Palantir's 800 or so clients, and then it's a go-to-market strategy, which we'll probably get into a little later in the video, but I don't make it too long. But just know they partner with Palantir to build the infrastructure of this. Now, my investment angle is growth plus multiple expansion if the market accepts the AI infrastructure. So old labels, MarTech tool, CMO budget, feature set, SaaS multiple. New label, AI infrastructure, Data Cloud, Athena, OS, and mission critical. Same company, bigger category. The category can command a bigger valuation. Now, what's changed over the last year? The call framed 4 catalysts as the main reason this announcement matters. So 1, they had an open AI partnership earlier this year for voice interface for Athena, which I just went over for you guys, and the advertising operation relationship. So they're using OpenAI to power their voice feature with Athena, but they're also partner with OpenAI for Geo, which is generative engine optimization. So basically similar to SEO, but for AI. So you have SEO, which essentially everybody uses now. You go on Google, you search something, and it's like, cool, it recommends what you're looking for. Everybody's using AI now. People are using ChatGPT to look up steals. What are the best deals in the market? Who has the best deals in the car right now? And OpenAI, they focus their product on consumer facing. So they used more of the Google strategy, get the consumer. Claude, they focus more so on the enterprise. So they're trying to work with Microsoft, all the big Fortune 500 companies. OpenAI is the consumer facing. So myself, you ask your parents, do they use AI? Most people use ChatGPT, so that's why they're partnering with Zeta, because Zeta has over 500 million consumer data signals. So it only makes sense that they work together. And Zeta is using GEO, that data, to help OpenAI use ads to target to the consumer. They wouldn't really go, they're agnostic, so that means they can work with anybody, but it makes sense to go OpenAI because that's the majority consumer uses for their product. Now, next you have Athena. So this is GA turned super agent. It turns dashboard into natural language decisions. Like I said, Athena, you could tell it what to do, and it does it. It uses the data that your company has, it uses the data that Zeta has, and it uses it, and it creates magic. Now they have a Snowflake partnership as well, which was more so towards the infrastructure partnership, access to data and embedded environments across customer stacks. So they needed Snowflake to create that connection, which led up to Palantir partnership, which is a Zeta Data Cloud re-architect on Foundry, and it's a 7-year go-to-market strategy partnership. So it doesn't only benefit Zeta, it benefits Palantir as well. They're interconnected now, where both clients will benefit from this partnership, and this flywheel is going to go even crazier because Palantir has the enterprise data and Zeta has the consumer data. So when you mix those together and jumble it all together, you're going to get something great. Zeta is no longer telling a story, telling an AI story. It is attaching the story to enterprise partners, infrastructure, and customer deployments. Very, very major. Next, Palantir Foundry becomes the new foundation model. This was the biggest near-term operational point in the call. So 1, now Data Cloud customers, 30 to 40 days, they said they'll have all their clients moved onto the Foundry platform. If you're not into Palantir, you probably sleep under a rock. Palantir is, pretty much a big data AI company. They have one of the best software companies right now when it comes to AI and enterprise company. The transition process is going to be seamless. They said clients may not even notice that the transition is going to be so clean. And then 4, immediate goal is going to be faster intelligence and a higher ROAS, which is return on ad spent, which is all goes back. If you're not familiar with Palantir, they're all for making the enterprise, their clients, they're for the clients, making them more money, making them more successful, which is Zeta. They return 600% ROAS for the customer. Now with this partnership with Palantir, it'll probably be more so of 1,000 ROAS. So it's not like the large language models that just looking to get tokens. If you not know what tokens, go watch some of my old videos. They're really trying to help the consumer, help their client get a better ROAS. If they win, Palantir and Zeta wins. So they're doing a 7-year joint go-to-market partnership. They already have one Palantir customer expected to turn on this quarter, which is excellent execution on the management side. And in 30 to 40 days, they'll fully integrate. And then next is ZBI. This is what I'm excited about too. Open, which is Zeta Business Intelligence. Like I said, Zeta's not becoming it's not just a marketing tech company anymore. It is it's a infrastructure company. So Zeta Business Intelligence, which they just launched on the past call, it opens a new budget to the CIO, CTO, and CEO sales motion. So at first, they only had access to the marketing budget. Now with ZBI, Zeta Business Intelligence, which is essentially not just marketing intelligence, but now Zeta has enough data and intelligence where it can tell hotels where they should put their new hotels in the US. So we can ask ZBI, hey, what are the top 10 places in the US I should build new hotels with the highest income area, and when will be the best time to start building? That's different from just marketing and ads to consumers. This is helping businesses make real action, essentially. So next, the data cloud is the moat. Management Key's point is models are easier to license. Proprietary data is harder to copy. Like I said, they have over 500 million consented individuals in identity graph. They have 5 to 7K data elements per person cited on the call. Trillions of signals resolved to real people. 5 million plus publisher footprint reference in the call as well. So they have the client first party data, which goes to the Zeta Cloud, which then is on the Foundry Foundation, which gives it speed and business data throughput. And it goes to Athena, which is conversational decisions. Athena, that's the new thing. In the AI era, the model is not only the moat, the company with the best permission data can create the better answers, which was stated on the call. A little more into Athena, which Athena turns data into decisions, the product story, fewer dashboards, more conversational outcomes. Zeta said they learned that a lot of companies, they use Salesforce, they use all this stuff that they pay them so much money for, but they only use 5-10% of the software that they're paying for. Zeta, they transition that to be able to use to be more effective when it comes to their money. So you can ask, how do I create 2 million customers while lowering costs? Decide. Athena uses Zeta data, client data, and proprietary models to recommend an action. Next, it execute and it learns. Action runs across channels, results feedback into the graph, which goes into the agentic AI theory, where I'm building my stock portfolio around. If you want to learn more about that, I got a video on my channel called Agentic AI and Inference, which will create the next millionaires. Go ahead and watch that. Right here. It was this one. I'm betting big on these stocks. Agentic AI is the next $1 trillion opportunity. So take a look at that if you're interested in learning more about, agentic and what I'm preaching here on the channel. Okay, bet. So call takeaway here. Athena breaks friction between the human and the platform. Voice is a new interface, but the real value is getting customers to answer faster. Athena may increase platform utilization by exposing features clients we're not using. Management's long-term goal, Athena becomes an operating system for enterprise decision-making. That's major. Like I'm saying, like the street, the people are still viewing Zeta as just a marketing company, but they're really transitioning into a operating system, AI infrastructure company, which is major right now in the age of AI. What about to say? Right now I'm pursuing my MBA in international business, and I was doing some research on NVIDIA, and I was just going back to some of the old calls back in the day, like 2017, and Jensen was talking about AI and how revolutionary it was going to be back in 2017, bro. Like, and OpenAI, ChatGPT didn't launch till 2022. That's when the stock made its major generational one in 2022. So you had 5 years to follow the company, stay on the journey, go through the ups and downs to be rewarded. I think we're seeing something similar here. When I first got into Zeta, it was just a marketing tech company and they had a big data moat, which I liked. But now they're transitioning into AI infrastructure, which is like, wow, they're really changing in real time. Similar to how NVIDIA was. It was just a chip company. Now they were transitioning into AI. Some people just saw the vision, some people didn't. But the ones that invested in the company early, you had 5 years to buy shares. Of course, you want some ROI, but with investing, you got to think long term, which I'm still learning myself. But hey, I've been buying Zeta for over a year now. And when it hit, but you got to stay true. You got to have conviction. You got to do your research. You got to know the company. Okay, so let's get into ZBI, what I was talking about, the Zeta Business Intelligence. So ZBI expands the use cases beyond marketing. Positions Zeta Business Intelligence as the path into core business strategy. So like I said here, an example, hotel expansion. Analyze loyal customers, credit card activity, competitor room nights, and geographic to choose new hotel locations. That's business. Inventory management. Identify what to manufacture next, what to discontinue, and where inventory should shift by the market. Product strategy is another example. Use customer signals to decide which products/services deserve investment. So you got a product, you have a product line similar to like Elf I'm investing in. They see this lipstick isn't really selling that well, but they see another lipstick or blush is selling well. Let's use ZBI to do that automatically and use AI to see where our capital is best used for. And also talent strategy. Ask where to find the best employees as an organization evolves. Now, why does this matter? Zeta is trying to move from a marketing spin tool to business intelligence, which is used by CMOs, CIOs, CTOs, and CEOs, which get a better budget spend, which means more revenue for the company. So the financial fingerprint supports the pivot. The call frames Zeta as consumed like infrastructure, not purchased like a one-time tool. They have 120% net revenue retention, 60-40 revenue split. So 60 is recurring software, 40 is utilization mix, which is pretty good. I like seeing that they have a utilization aspect as well. Now, revenue from customers with Zeta greater than a year, 90%. Revenue from customers with Zeta greater than 3 years is 75% of the revenue right now. So essentially, the longer a customer stays with Zeta, the more revenue they tend to make, which is good. That means they're adding good value to the company. And they also have 19 straight beat and raise quarters. As you can see here, revenue path is continued to go up and to the right. Management argues utilization fees have behaved like Zeta token. Customers pay more as outcome and usage expand, which is good because clients are starting to realize, like, why am I spending all this money when I'm not really using everything? So now it's more of a pay as you play. If you're getting more ROI, you're going to spend more. Now the model target remains 20% organic growth at scale with free cash flow margin expansion. And the Palantir contract was described as a budgeted cost neutral near term and potentially margin additive later. So the valuation market argument, right now they're getting roughly a 3x EV revenue, but potential re-rating is coming, which I do believe is coming. AI infrastructure peers multiple hires, which about 6 multiples, what I'm seeing, 6 to 8, which put Zeta at like a $40, $50 stock price. Speaker line. If Wall Street changes the answer from marketing tool to AI infrastructure platform, the valuation conversation changes with it. So this is what you all should watch next. 1, the Palantir integration. So does the 30 to 40 day migration unlock faster customer intelligence in a new sales cycle? 2, we need more named customer wins. Can Zeta announce more Gap-like enterprise wins and system of record moments? They did announce that Gap was one of the enterprise clients that is using the ZBI platform, and they made their system of record, which is pretty much like they run everything for real. 3, Athena monetization. Does Athena lift utilization, wallet share, and return on marketing spend? 4 is guidance and cash flow. Can management keep beat and raise execution while expanding free cash flow margins? And 5, we have Zeta Live on October 8th. So that's really a big thing to see. Does the roadmap show Athena moving closer to an enterprise operating system? I did sign up for Zeta Live, so hopefully I can get in. We'll see. But hey, hope y'all enjoyed this video. That's a little recap of the Zeta Live event, investor event that they had last week. put a little slideshow together for y'all just to kind of recap it and to help me get some of my thoughts out and just better understand what happened. Hope y'all enjoyed.